Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I want to teach you step by step how to make yearly goals. I know most people make their goals, January start, and after the first 2 weeks, those goals are completely gone and you just go back into your old habits and routine. So I wanted to do this now because if you have fallen off your goals and I don't even know what your goals are anymore, I want to actually show you how to set proper goals so that you can actually achieve them. But the reason goals are so important to have, it helps us create a long-term vision for ourselves and it motivates us in the short term to actually pursue doing that. Also too, a limited time on this earth. When you actually set your goals, it helps to organize your time and your resources to work in ways that will actually get you the things you want in life. So goals are so important. So I'm a registered provisional psychologist. I am one test away to becoming fully registered, so I'm so excited. I've been making an observation in my clients and I've noticed that a lot of my clients that are suicidal, when I ask about their goals, they have absolutely no goals. Sometimes it's like talking to the same person over and over again. They're just like, what's the point of life? It feels so purposeless. No, I don't really know what I want to achieve. I don't really have anything I'm striving for. I'm just kind of in school because I just need to be here, but I don't really have a purpose. And lots of times that breaks my heart to hear that because I get it then. It's like, yeah, if you have no purpose, if you have no meaning, life can start feeling really doomy and gloomy. So goals really help to create purpose in your life as well. If you're a person maybe feeling that way, maybe this is a video for you and it's time to set some goals in your life to create purpose. And also to help you reach your full potential. Because the thing is, a lot of times if we don't set out our goals, we might start talking very negatively to ourselves, thinking that we can't do things or we're not good enough. Then that cycle just repeats and repeats and repeats until you get to that point of, what is the point of life? Why am I here? Everyone's meaning is going to be different, so it's going to be up to you to take that and motivate yourself to find your purpose. If you are a person who's feeling suicidal, I really encourage you, go get some professional help, absolutely, but also to start with your goals. What do you want to see in your life? So, and also I'm here to actually help you because when I ask a lot of my clients, what is your goals? And they're like, I don't even know where to start. This is kind of another reason why I wanted to put this out there because I realized that lots of people, they do want to make goals, but they don't even know where to begin. Also recently, I went to a Tony Robbins seminar. Oh my gosh, he is so amazing. I talked to a lot of people and people have no idea who he is and it blows my mind. Like, you guys should look up Tony Robbins. I absolutely love him. So this has kind of also inspired me to do this video to kind of show you the step by step. So without further ado, let's get started. This first step is to reflect on your past year. Lots of people start in January or September or maybe your birthday, but you can start this anytime. If you want to look back from a year ago, it doesn't really matter, but just reflect on your life in the past year. So reflect on what went well for you, what actually really worked out for you, and what didn't go well for you, and maybe write in also why that didn't go well for you and what was the barriers of not achieving some things you wanted to achieve last year. The reflection part is really important because it helps us really understand what's been going on and why things didn't go the way we wanted to, because once we can start seeing the reasoning behind things, then we can actually start creating those changes. So that's going to be step one. I recommend doing this all in like a book. If you can have a thicker book that you could do this every year and have like reflection journals, and I really recommend that because then you can see your growth through time. But just a piece of paper on your phone or your computer, whatever works, just have this somewhere where you can keep adding as you go along and changing things along the way. Step two is going to be to brainstorm. What would you want to accomplish? So this is going to be a free thinking time. When you're writing essays, there's like, oh, when you're brainstorming, just write whatever you want. Do the same here. In this brainstorming phase, I really encourage you to, push boundaries, push borders, things that you would love to have that you kind of doubt yourself that you wouldn't maybe be able to achieve, and put that down. When you set your goals, it helps us see that we can achieve things that we never thought were achievable. So just like dream big here. If you're having a really hard time brainstorming, maybe think about this if this can help you. What does an extraordinary life look like for you at the next level? So if you can think about that question, an extraordinary life, what would that look like for you? Maybe that can help you brainstorm. Next step is to categorize those things into different areas of your life. I would recommend creating no more than 10 categories if you can. What I mean by categorizing, so what are the like items that go together? So for me, I've categorized mine in a few different sections. So I have a physical health one, and a lot of people when they're making yearly goals, this is what they focus on, but there's so much more than just your physical health you can focus on. So I have my physical health, I have my emotional spiritual health, I have mental health as well, and under this I put educational aspects and professional growth because they both kind of go under the mental health aspect. My social health, so my family and friend relationships, and also my personal relationship as well with my partner. You can put that under this, or you can create your own category if you want it for your partner. Hobbies is another one, so maybe creating some goals about some hobbies that you want to do. Under hobbies too, I have like another subsection of traveling, because that's one thing I really want to do, and I have some goals and desires of places I want to go, so that's going to go under hobbies. Last one for me is financial. Those ones really encompass my whole life and what I'm looking at for the entire year. So yours don't have to be the same. Yours can be similar to mine, but that's just an example. So after you have everything categorized and put all together, what I recommend you to do is pick your top 1 to 3. If you're doing this for the first time, and if this is even feeling overwhelming at this point, maybe just even focusing on the top one thing you want from each category. I want to break things in chunks, because too many tasks at once becomes too overwhelming, where our brain just shuts down and actually just doesn't do anything. So we need to break down these tasks even further. So pick your top 1 to 3 of what you would absolutely love. Number 1 is like your must. Like, I must do this year. This is the one thing, if I got to do in this category this year, I want to do this. If you are a person who sets goals all the time regularly, you can do more, but just if you're starting out, I would not recommend going more than 3. Also, for the 1 to 3, if you have another page that you can create all the categories on one page, so having your physical health, emotional health, and just bullet points of those top 3 goals, I would recommend doing that. Like for me, I'm a visual learner, so that really helps me to see what my top priorities of the year are. So that helps me. If that helps you too, I'd recommend it. But if it doesn't, then that's okay. You don't have to do that. The next step is to create SMART goals for those 1 to 3 tasks that you pick that are most priority to you. And so if you aren't familiar with SMART, they are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely ways to actually set your goals. So lots of times people will set goals in the beginning of the year, be like, I want to lose some weight, and they leave it just at that, and then that never happens. I'll insert an example here.
So I'm going to use an example under physical health of just being more healthy, because I think a lot of people do this, so I thought this would be really relevant to you. So the first thing you want to do is the S, be specific in what you're going to do. So I wrote down going to Orange Theory Fitness 4 to 5 times a week. I go there 3 to 5 right now, but I want to get to at least 4 to 5. Lose some weight, incorporate yoga in my life twice a month to start right now. I used to go to yoga all the time, and I don't as much anymore, so I want to get that back into my routine. This is specific. So the next one is M for measurable. So you actually want to write down how you're going to measure this progress. So I'm writing, I want to lose specific pounds, so putting a number and losing specific inches. That helps you to actually count and measure if it's working. So A is of attainable, so I'm going to make it actually realistic. So maybe 20-30 pounds isn't realistic, so losing 5% body fat. The next one is relevant. Yes, it's relevant because I want to do that, and timely. So I'm putting a date on this. So complete this in 6 months from when I started this. So then I can actually check my progress and see how I'm doing.
I know this seems like a lot of work, and you might be like, oh my gosh, this is like homework, and this is just way too much to do. It takes effort. You can't just sit there and just think that they're going to happen overnight. You really have to be active and continuously be checking on them to actually do it. So taking the time to set your goals for the year is going to be the first step. After you've created your SMART goals, what I recommend, I'm like old school and I love paper and pencil kind of things, but you can use electronic forms too. I have like a monthly calendar. So what I would recommend to do is plot out all those timelines you've given in there. So if you are giving yourself till 6 months to start going to the gym, or go to the gym 5 times a week, put that date down there, because that will help you become accountable as well to what you're actually doing.
I actually keep multiple monthly calendars for a bunch of things. So I have my goals one, my fitness one, where I track my fitness. This is my studying one, where I track my hours of studying. And this one is life, like a general appointments and things like that. And this is my YouTube one to try to create videos.
It's almost like creating a schedule of your goals. Okay, and the next step is having a daily agenda. So you have your calendar agenda, and that helps you keep accountable for the year. But having a daily agenda is really great too, because then you can keep track of how that's going for you, and you're always looking at those goals. And you're going to have menial tasks that you have to do as well, like maybe do laundry or go get my oil checked, and that kind of helps to keep track as well. It always surprises me so much when people have no agenda, especially students, when they have exams and assignments and they're like, oh, I don't use an agenda, I just keep everything up here. Like, my goodness, your brain only has so much energy and room to keep certain things in there. To try to maintain that in your head rather than putting it down so you can reflect and get that out of your head, I really don't recommend just trying to memorize everything. Having a weekly agenda to reflect and focus on the things you want and to keep you accountable, I really recommend.
So this is currently my agenda that I absolutely love. I love that it has file tabs so I can get to each month really quick. So I'm going to just go to April to kind of show you the general scheme of this agenda. So it has a monthly calendar. I've already plotted some important dates of April in there. Each month has notes for April, or the month to do, the goals of the month, the important dates of the month, and things to remember for the month. And on a weekly basis, they have your to-dos, what to plan, who to contact, other notes, and weekly
The next step is then to do a weekly review. So again, you don't want to set goals and put them aside and bubble into it later to find it. At the end of the week, check how your goals went. Were you able to achieve what you want? If you can weekly, that's great. Monthly, for sure. At the end of each month, I really encourage you to reflect on how it went that month for you. And there's even booklets, like I have a booklet I got from Michael's that helps to even do that, to reflect on it. Finding out what are some barriers. You have to be understanding that life can change. You can get sick, someone's going to die, an emergency happens, or it's going to push you back. So being okay and flexible to change the goals as they come along, and that's only going to really happen if you are checking on them weekly or at least monthly. And the last step is, as you are accomplishing and completing the new steps, then I'd recommend going back into your original categories and then picking that next goal to work on. I also recommend, if you can, look over your goals every day, especially the main top 3 from each category. If you can look at those every day, you'll just get integrated into your brain that this is what you're working towards, and it'll just become second nature. If you can't do it, that's okay, but I really would strive to work on that. And also, though, too, being compassionate to yourself, because you don't want to just become goal oriented and that becomes your entire life, and if you don't achieve a goal, then you're a big failure. No, I don't want you to do that. The purpose of this is to help you create some purpose and meaning in your life, and being kind and flexible to yourself. If you aren't able to achieve everything, your top priorities of the year will be complete. Praising yourself, recognizing your accomplishments, and being really excited about them, and celebrate every time you get something to cross off. Celebrate it and be super excited, just the way you would to a friend or a colleague or a family member. If they achieve what they wanted, do that to yourself. Have your own little party, because it'll feel really good. It'll give you that motivation and that boost to keep on going. But I really recommend to not get stuck in that cycle of thinking that you are just goals now, and if you don't get there, then your life is meaningless. It's supposed to do the exact opposite. I hope this was really helpful, and I hope this is easy and simple enough to follow that you can create your own yearly goal. If you tried this out and this helped to create some yearly goals, please comment below. I'd love to hear if this worked for you. If you have another system, I'd love to hear that as well. Please comment below. But overall, I just hope that everyone has some goals and purpose and meaning in life, because without that, life can just seem so gloomy and doomy. And in my job, I see people who are suicidal every single day, and there's so much to live for, but we just need to find that and make meaning of our world. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this is helpful. Till next time, bye!